All rise.
I want viewers watching my show to believe in themselves.
Judge Hatchett is compelling,
It's not worth it. She needs to be worthy of you.
compassionate,
I don't want you to give up on your dreams. I don't. And I want to figure out how we get this straight.
she's powerful,
Absolutely not. How dare you do that?
and she's on the bench.
Both of you all that did wrong, we will stand adjourned.
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. Mona Schmidt is suing Sharon Spoons in the amount of $1,150. Ms. Schmidt claims she banned her fiancé's mom from the wedding after learning a dark secret about her past, and says as payback, Ms. Spoons kicked her out of her home.
What brings you to my courtroom today?
Your Honor, my name is Mona Schmidt. I'm here suing my ex-fiance's mother for $1,150 because she kicked me out of my house and I had to hire expensive movers and stay in a hotel until I found a new place to stay.
So how is it that she would have the power to kick you out of your house?
I guess it's actually her house, but I was living there.
And you were living there?
Yes.
And how is it that you were living in her house?
Well, her son proposed, so we were engaged, and I had been living there since.
Okay, so after he proposed, you moved to the house where he was living.
Yes.
And you may as well join us. And so you proposed to the plaintiff, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And so when Mona accepted, she moved in with you.
Yes, ma'am.
And at that time, you were living in a property that was owned by your mother.
That's correct.
All right, so then what happens?
I unfortunately had to disinvite her to the wedding, and she wasn't happy about it.
Whoa. It's not that, it's never that simple. You know I'm gonna ask why, so you may as well explain to me why.
I found out some embarrassing information about her, and I didn't want her to be there. The whole wedding was gonna be about that.
So now you all are engaged, the wedding is going on, and Mona says to you, I don't want your mother there. What did you do?
That's right, ma'am. Well, at first I resisted, but at the time I was very much in love with my ex-fiancé and wanted to heed her wishes. So after a little debate, I did call my mother and told her that she was no longer allowed to come to our wedding.
And what did you say, Miss Spoons?
I stormed on over there to try to see if we could patch things up a little bit, and when I walked in the door, I see the brother there in his underwear.
Whose
I had
brother?
no
Whose
idea.
brother?
Her brother.
Your
The
brother was
plaintiff's
living in the
brother.
house. Okay, so you aren't living in this property.
I've got another home.
You have another home.
I'm allowing my son to live in that home rent-free,
Rent-free.
as was Ms. Schmidt.
Then your son says, you're not coming to the wedding.
Exactly.
And you stormed over there, and when you got there, her brother,
Comes walking out of the bedroom.
and you had no idea that he was living there.
I had no idea. They never asked me. So there wasn't approval on that, and I got irritated, and I told her that they could both just get the heck out. We don't have a lease. They don't have a lease with me. There's no written contract. And furthermore, I told her she could have 30 days to move out. She didn't have to be in a big darn hurry, but she's so hot-headed, she got the first mover that was expensive. She used vile language at me.
Not exactly how it happened.
She cursed at me, and we just don't do that sort of thing.
Wait. She cursed at you. Did you curse at her?
I guess.
Yeah, the answer is either yes or no.
Yes, but she's acting like she's an angel or something. That's how she talks.
That was not
No,
the
that's
question.
not how
That
we
was
talk.
not the question. The question is, did you curse at her?
Yes.
And you somehow think that's justified because you say she's not an angel. What do you mean by that?
She used to sell her body, so, I mean, she's not exactly Little Miss Angel.
What?
That was the information I found out.
What information, and how did you find this out?
She used to star in adult films.
Star in adult films.
Yes. I just feel like somebody who does that shouldn't be so like, oh, she talks bad. It's like, okay, you were the one doing that.
So this is the information that you found out that caused you to say to your fiance, I don't want your mother at the wedding.
Yes. I felt as though my family and everybody was going to find out.
How are they going to find out?
Well, my brother already recognized her.
How did your brother recognize her?
His friend, I guess, has a picture of her. So I think that's how he said he knew of her.
So your brother was the one who said, hey, your future mother-in-law was a porn star.
Yes, he pulled me aside and let me know. Yeah.
And that's when you talked to Kyle.
Well, I waited. We were at dinner, and so I waited, you know, until we got home, and that's when I told him.
So Kyle, exactly what she said to you.
Your Honor, she used very harsh language. She's making it out to seem as though she asked me not to invite her. She told me not to invite her. It was an ultimatum. She said, I'm not bringing that mom of yours with her dirty money around my conservative family. And she said, if she's coming to the wedding, I'm not going to be there.
Coming up on The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
It wasn't me, though. I wasn't judging her. I don't care. I don't judge people.
Wait,
that's not
excuse-
me. No,
wait.
that's not me.
Wait. Do you know how ridiculous that sounds?
And later,
Had we still been together, or had I been able to go, right? Because she gave the ticket to someone else. She used the hotel room with someone else. So, like, am I paying for other people's vacation now?
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of Mona Schmidt, who is suing Sharon Spoons for $1,150.
So she put you in a position of having to choose between your mother and your fiance, which is a horrible way to start.
Why would she? Well, she should have been embarrassed to be there anyway.
I'm not embarrassed. I was never embarrassed about
But
what I
you
do
weren't
for a
embarrassed?
living.
People are gonna recognize
It
you?
has given me a lot of a very secure life. It's taken care of my kids.
So
it's
when-
bought me 2 wonderful homes
So when
and
people
lots of
recognize you
wonderful
at the
things.
wedding and then everybody starts talking and they tell the next person that this...
I'm not embarrassed about what I did. People know what I did. I'm proud of the fact that I had a very good living.
So now she comes over, and this is when she tells you to get out.
Yes.
But now it's her testimony that she gave you 30 days.
Well,
to
that's
get
her
out.
way around it. That's her way of being like, okay, so she gave me 30 days, but she only gave my brother 24 hours. So basically, that was her way of getting us both out. She knows I'm not going to let him go alone. He just
I
got
had
a
not
divorce.
approved of his
He
being
just
there.
got a divorce. I'm not going to let him go alone. Of course,
He was
that was her
over
way of
21.
getting both of us out of there at the
He
same
can
time.
take care of himself.
So now he's there. She tells him he's got to go because she had no idea he was in the home.
I gave her 30
She
days.
gave me 30 days.
That's a rogue tenant.
She
He doesn't
knows
belong
that I'm
in
going to
there.
go with him. That was her way of doing it.
I didn't know him from
Why didn't you give
Adam.
him 30 days then?
Because he's a rogue tenant. He was nobody I knew.
She knew that was going to
I
happen.
knew
That
who
was
you
her-
were.
Kyle, you're standing here watching all of this. What are you thinking and what are you doing?
Well, Your Honor, when I initially called my mother, I had a lot of second thoughts and actually texted her to come over to try to mitigate the situation because I felt that this was something we could work out. I mean, this was the woman I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with. As soon as my mother got there, Mona decided to escalate the situation to a height that it did not need to go and called my mother names that I will not repeat in this courtroom. And quite honestly, created the problem herself of needing to use those movers and needing to rent the hotel that she did. Because we asked her very nicely to stay for as long as she needed to until she could get her things all together, or at least until the 30 days was over.
No, you broke up with me that night. I'm supposed to stay in the house when you just broke up with me? That's
Yeah,
rid-
of course I broke up with you, Mona, after the way you treated my mom.
And then I'm supposed to stay in the house. How awkward is that?
You didn't have to move your stuff that fast. You
It
could have
was
left that there.
you're saying you gave me 30 days and you're saying you did the legal thing, but it's like you did your way around it where you give my brother 24 hours and then he broke up with me. Obviously, I'm not going to stay there.
Well, she didn't have to give you any time because you were a guest. You were not a tenant. There was no legal lease, no any of that. You were a guest in her
I
home.
helped pay for some of the utilities.
It doesn't matter. You were a guest in her home. You were living with her son. You were in her home. And you weren't paying any rent. There was no lease. And she, seems to me, I had not been invited to the wedding. I don't know that I would have given you 30 days. Honestly, in fact, don't even pretend. Don't even pretend.
It's not
I would
me.
not have given you 30 days.
It wasn't me, though. I wasn't judging her. I don't care. I don't judge people.
Wait,
That's
excuse-
not me.
Oh,
no,
wait.
that's not me.
Wait. Do you know how ridiculous that sounds? Let me tell you what you just said. You said, I don't judge, but I don't want her at my wedding. If that's
But that
not judging, what is?
For my family. For my family.
Your Honor.
My family was going to be embarrassed, not me. I don't care.
This is a total lie. We went out to dinner with her family the other week, and they loved my mother. They spent a lot of time talking to her, getting to know her, and they were so happy that we were going to become a family. This is something to do with Mona.
They didn't know about her past.
And you aren't judging. You aren't judgmental.
Well, no,
You are being a hypocrite.
I'm doing it because when they find out, they're old, they're conservative. One person finds out at the wedding. Obviously, my brother and his friend already knew. They're like, other people are going to recognize her. It's going to ruin the wedding. The wedding is going to be about his mom, not us.
Let me rule in this case. Ms. Spoons, I understand. I understand your frustration. I understand your disappointment in this situation. I understand, Kyle, why you broke up with her that day. Because this is a situation where you were put in between your fiancé, the woman you were committing to marry, and the mother who you love. And now we're in a situation that's just really messed up. And whether you accept it or not, you were being judgmental. At some point, you would have to stand up and say, I am supporting my husband. This woman has been nothing but wonderful to me. She has supported me. She has embraced me. I am living in her home, and I want to be a part of this family. But you chose a different route. You were the one who said, I don't want my brother to leave on his own. Your brother's a grown man. He could have gone to a hotel by himself.
Just got a
But no, I'm talking. Instead, you go and you check in to a hotel. You then engage an expensive mover on very short notice, and then you expect me to enter judgment against the defendant for those costs. Absolutely not. Judgment denied. We will stand adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Hatchett has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
Mona, this didn't have to be this way.
You both suck.
Too much.
Literally, like, no, I'm so done. Like, if you ever think we're getting back together,
Yeah,
seriously,
sweetheart, why don't you go make me a latte?
don't call me.
All right.
Coming up. Could have given me my ticket.
All right, and we were going to sit next to each other in a concert while you're talking and possibly sleeping with your ex-girlfriend.
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. Kara Sharp is suing Kenneth Reed in the amount of $4,573.82. Ms. Sharp claims 2 weeks before their VIP trip to Vegas, her boyfriend revealed he was in contact with his ex and says he then bailed on their relationship.
You are suing what I understand now is your ex-boyfriend.
That is correct, Your
For
Honor.
$4,000, let's get the exact amount, $573.82. So, tell me, why don't we start? I always want to understand the backstory. Tell me about your relationship.
We were planning on moving in together. Everything seemed cool. And then I started to feel nervous a little bit, and I tried to communicate that. Well,
How
as
did
soon
you
as
communicate it? What did you say? Like, I'm really having second thoughts about us living together? What did you say?
No, I just mentioned that I had had casual conversations with my ex-girlfriend. It was really just me venting about like issues that I have and such.
It was long daily conversations with his ex-girlfriend.
We had a couple, and they were on texts. It wasn't.
Oh, so you didn't sit down and talk to the ex-girlfriend?
No, I didn't even see her in person.
And you said that to your current girlfriend?
I said that I needed to sort out my feelings and such to make sure everything we were doing was the best move for everyone involved.
Well, that sounds really honorable to me.
Yeah, it was a little too late, though. We had been dating for 4 months, and he was love bombing me all the time. He was the one who was pressuring us to move in together. So I had already moved a bunch of my stuff out of the way. I had already put stuff into storage to make room for him, and he kept on pushing back the move-in date. He specifically told me that it was because he wanted to take a break because he was chatting with his ex-girlfriend and wanted to see what was happening with them.
Coming up,
And she went, and her friend, they
Had a
got
great
super
time.
drunk. They were on all our friends' stories, like dancing, doing whatever they're doing, right? Like, I don't understand why I would pay for them.
You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett is back with the case of Kara Sharp, who is suing Kenneth Reed for bad debt.
Tell me why you're in here suing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as we know, Usher is amazing, so we thought it would be a great concert to go with one another to celebrate the moving in. So I texted him and I was like, hey, let's do let's have a celebration trip to Vegas. I can get these tickets. And he responds, are you serious? I got you. And I was like, great, I will get these tickets for us. And then 2 weeks before the concert, when it's way too late to get any sort of refund for these tickets, I already bought the tickets and I already paid for the Vegas hotel room, which amounts to the $4,573.82. He decides to bail on me and says that he wants to take a break 2 weeks before we're supposed to go to this concert together.
All right, first of all, did you agree that you were going to pay for half of this trip?
I never explicitly said I was going to pay for anything. I would have had we still been together, or had I been able to go, right? Because she gave the ticket to someone else. She used the hotel room with someone else. So, like, am I paying for other people's vacation now?
Well, what am I supposed to do? Go to a concert with you after you've been talking to your ex-girlfriend and say that you want to break with me? Like, that's not
Could have
how it
given me my
works.
ticket.
All right, and we were going to sit next to each other in a concert while you're talking and possibly sleeping with your ex-girlfriend.
So who did you go to the concert with?
Just a friend of mine, just a girlfriend. Yeah, we just had a Vegas weekend together.
So why can't she pay for half the tickets?
Well, she wasn't, number one, she never said that she was going to pay for the ticket in the first place. He's the one who said he was going to pay for it.
So is this $4,500 plus the entire amount, or is that half? I can't imagine that's half.
No, that is the entire amount, Your Honor. I have the receipts if you want to take a look at
But
it.
you went to the concert. You enjoyed the concert.
Of
You
course, we couldn't
enjoyed
get a
Vegas.
refund.
So
Yeah.
why should he have to pay for the entire trip is what I'm trying to understand.
Well, because he's the one who bailed on me.
Judge Hatchett's verdict when we return. You're watching The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
Were you going to pay for the entire trip, or are you going to pay for your half?
I feel like it doesn't even really matter at this point, to be honest. We broke up. She wouldn't answer me. I kept trying. And she went, and her and her friend, they
Had a
got
great
super
time.
drunk. They were on all our friends' stories, like dancing, doing whatever they're doing, right? Like, I don't understand why I would pay for them.
I don't either.
Because he bailed on me at the last minute. Why am I
don't
responsible
either.
for that?
The fact is, he did you a favor. You don't see it now. He did you a favor. I'm not sure he was involved with the ex-girlfriend at that time, but I think at least he was honest enough to say, I need time to figure it out. Now, the fact that you and a girlfriend went and had a great time, that's on you. I am dismissing your claim for reasons I have stated. We'll stand adjourned.
Judge Hatchett has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
Have fun with your ex-girlfriend.
Whatever, yo. You're not getting any money from me.
Parties are dismissed. Please exit to the rear of the courtroom.
This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.